Um, let's get this. Let me get this thing lined up a little bit. We're gonna get going. All right. Let's see. Well, we got 2 people on. How's everybody doing? Thanks for coming by to watch. I did the last stream on Instagram, so I thought I'd bring it back onto YouTube. So this is the one we built on Sunday, and this one turned out really good. Man, that's not focusing at all, huh? You know, that's the one thing I just noticed about. Let me see if I can adjust the camera here. What's going on? Oops. All right. Trying to see how we do this autofocus right here. Hold on a sec. Because it's not really focusing on anything. What's this? Lighting on. Nope, that's not it. Man, all right. Well, if anybody watching knows how to get the autofocus to work here on this camera, or on the YouTube's camera, that'd be great. Oh, there we go. Just doesn't switch there. All right. So, anyways, sorry. So this is the watch that we built last yesterday. Was it yesterday or Saturday? I don't remember. So we built this one. It turned out great. And today we are going to start on this watch right here. So this is the other watch for my family member for Christmas. My first stream failed because I was building this guy, and I found out, I thought it was because didn't know what I was doing. Turns out that this case was out of spec. So I don't know if you could see the little scratch marks in there on the inside, like right in there, those little scratch marks. Well, the movement doesn't fit in there. So I have this really nice case. I like the matte finish on it. And I mean, look at that. That thing is beautiful. But I don't have a movement that fits inside of it. Otherwise, this thing would be great. This one's actually going to be mine. But anyways, can't get that to work. So we're going to save that for later. So let's get started with this guy. I guess a couple of things that I got different from last time was I got this pad, which is kind of cool to rest the movement on. Oh, there goes that. To rest the movement on like this, so you don't scratch the glass or anything. So it helps with that. And didn't have that. And then I also got this little pin vise so that when I'm working on the crown stem, I can hold it when I have to file it down, because last time I didn't have one of these. So this thing actually is going to come in handy. So right now, let's take the straps off to make this easy on us, and then we'll assemble it. So this watch is going to go to my brother-in-law, and this one has a little bit of a sort of a comedic theme to it. He always wears this very thin cat. Okay, so this guy we're gonna have to poke from the inside. He always has this like very like small Casio watch that's like you know, it's like one of those digital watches, and it's funny because he's not a small guy, but he's got this tiny like electronic Casio watch. And actually, let me make sure I get this on right. So that goes this way. All right. And so the theme with this one, and he's a pretty funny guy. So the theme with this one is I wanted to get him a more robust watch. Oh, this one has fingerprints all over it. And I didn't even touch it with fingerprints. So whoever made this watch at the factory got their fingerprints all over. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see all the little fingerprints around it. Anyways, I got these. I got him a watch that's a little bit more robust in size. So that was kind of the idea. So you can see it's a pretty thick case, nice and big. It still has a rotating bezel. Ooh, that sounds nice. So there's the bezel, nice and big, clear back. All right, we're gonna take the back of it off. There's our gasket. Just carefully take that out. All right, so that gives us room for that. We're gonna put this off to the side. May make a little bit of room here. So what's gonna be funny about it is this. So I'm using this dial that's got all the numbers kind of falling here. They're all handwritten and it says, "Who cares? I'm already late." So he's, you know, little funny little guy. And it's yellow lettering with a black background. And then I got this dial, which has like a lightning bolt on it. So kind of simple. And this, I hope this shows up. It has these numbers on there that are yellow too. So that'll all match up. Should be nice. All right, so let's get building on the movement. Again, we're using a Seiko NH35 movement. Super reliable movement. All right, so I'm hoping these will go a little more smoothly now that I'm kind of getting the hang of it. We are going to get the stem out of here. Actually, oops, that's magnetic. Forgot about that. So I'll leave that guy in there for now. Then we will start with this guy. Does this have tape on it? There we go. All right. This thing's pretty cool. So there you can see it says, "Who cares? I'm already late." Why won't it focus? And this is the one thing that's annoying, the autofocus on this. At least on Instagram, the macro filter comes on so we can see it. So anyways, this is centered at the 4 o'clock position. So this is going to be like that. Now we're going to see our 2 pins, right? There's a hole there and there's a hole there. So we have to line up these pins to those holes, and we're going to remove the ones that aren't there. So it looks like it's there. So we're going to remove these top 2 over here. There's one. There's the other. And then that goes into this hole right here. And lines up right there. We're going to look at this one, which has a top one over here. So we're going to remove the bottom 2. Let's do that right now. All right, I'm just going to get rid of these 2. And that should line us up right where we're supposed to be. And the thing I've learned is when they say to be gentle with these things, you really have to be gentle. Everything is super delicate, and you can't really force anything. There we go. All right, so now we have that on there. So now we're going to pull this out. We're going to, again, how we know that so the arms go on these little circles, right? And how we know that those circles line up to 12 is we have to turn this like it's going around until the date changes. When the date changes, we know everything is at 12 o'clock at midnight. So as soon as we start to see that move, then we'll, oh, there we go. As soon as it clicks. Boom, okay. There we go. Now we know that that's at 12 o'clock. So we're gonna use my little movement holder here. Everything's frozen. Press that in. And now for my least favorite part, putting on these hands. So these hands are such a pain in the butt. And I don't know. This is probably the 4th or 5th time that I've done them, because I've had to take them off and put them back on. And they don't get any easier every time. So we are going to take care of these in a sec. All right. So I had 3D printed this little tool to kind of help me, because we have to use these with the hole, which kind of works as a spacer to fit around those movements like that, you know. So the smaller the hole, so like that one doesn't fit all the way over. So this is a second. That's a minute hand, hour hand. Then my second hand, I think I like using this one. But what this thing does is this is 3D printed, and it's on the center right there. So then when I push this to the top, I can press it right down the middle like that. So that's how this is helping. Problem is keeping everything steady. And last time I was working on this, I had like a Red Bull right before I started working on it, and so it gave me the jitters pretty bad. So it was hard to keep still. I think I'll keep it still. All right. So this one's pretty easy to tell which way it goes. It's got a, you know, like a defined end to it. But you can see on the back how they have like paint kind of all over it. So that's called the loom. And the paint that kind of glows. I'm gonna get my glasses on so I can see this, because this is tiny. Not as tiny as actually working on like the actual gears of the movement, but it's still pretty tiny. Now, what I just realized is going to be a little hard with this one is actually getting it to line up center like at midnight, because there is no number here to line it up to. So I think this is pretty close. I'm going to tip it over there a little bit. I think that's pretty close right there to midnight. Let me see. Yep, that. I think that's close. You hear it click down. Excellent. So now we take a look at it. We make sure it's flat and level right there. So that looks good. Okay, so now we have a reference point, and we are going to use that to line up the second hand. I'm going to use the red one for the second hand. Okay, here we go. These are not easy. No, sorry, this is a minute hand. Did I say second hand? I meant minute hand. Let's see there. Yep, that one looks pretty good. I'm gonna give it another little tap in there. There we go. Make sure the spacing's good on it. Yep. All right, now for the moment of truth. Whew. I just have to take a little deep breath, because this is the hardest. So what makes the second hand so hard? Again, this is the worst that I can't focus. If you could see that little pin that sticks out. You can see that right there. That little pin that sticks out. I have to line it up and press it into that hole right there in the center. And I have to be very careful not to bend or break it, because it's very easy to overdo it. Now, the unfortunate part is this is the tool I like to use for that. These ones have this little like divot, which makes it harder to, I'll try it this time. Well, it's also, let's see if I can get this on center. Okay. Well, we'll try it. We'll try it. For this, I like using the putty instead of the tweezers. So we'll get the putty here. This is like a little sticky putty. There we go. And this. Oops. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, give me 1 second, right? And I'm working on the second hand. Oh my gosh. I got some hardcore jitters right now. Oh, did not get that right. Okay. Let's try the tweezers instead. All right. I'm gonna take this off real quick. I'm gonna try to freehand it without. Oh no. I can't even see the hole. Oh boy, hold on. I'm gonna see. I thought I saw something like the hole maybe wasn't straight. So let's try this again. If you guys are watching, drop a comment or something in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. Or if you guys think you had steadier hands than me to get this thing in. Whew. This thing is not fun. And it's always the second hand. Oh boy. It's like this every single time. Like the second hand is the worst. All right, but I'm trying. The problem is I literally cannot see. I literally cannot line these up. So let me try this again. Oh, I think I got it. All right. Now let me see if I need to press this in anymore. See, the thing with these is, see how these are a little concave? Man, I hate that. It presses, like when you press up against it, watch what it does. It like bows it around like that. And I need something flat. I need something flat that's not going to do that. So I think this guy will do it. Okay, I think that's in. So let's pop that movement in, winding it up. There we go. She's alive. That's looking great. All right, so now let's test everything. Let's move that. So those are moving great. So they should line up on the next one, and the date should move. So let's see if that works. Boom. And this, we're going to check clearance. We're going to let it just kind of move all the way around. Well, all right, I take that back. I guess it gets easier a little bit every time. So that was easier than last time. Didn't take me too long to get that one. All right, so we got these guys clear. This guy looks a little dirty here on this bottom side. All right, we'll check back in on that one in a little bit. Okay, so now we got to fit it into this movement. That's why this little thing is nice, because we can just set it on here. It's not going to scratch the glass, but wait a second. Is that on the outside or the inside? Yeah, inside. So this little thing is great because we can blow air on it, clean it all out. Now we're going to take this off. Yeah, so it's a GMT crown. So you can see how this guy pushes in. So we're going to have to cut this guy to fit. All right, so for now, what we'll do is we'll screw this on here like that. Because we're going to have to take a measurement, and then we're going to have to cut it. So put that there for now. Let's pop this movement out. So far it doesn't bind, which is great. So I'm going to flip it over really quick. We are going to get this stem out. This process is super gentle. So on this case, the one the one that I kind of screwed up. Well, I didn't screw it up. It was screwed up. It was out of spec. So this is the movement that came with it. Not that came with it. The one that I tried to fit in there. I did not know how gentle you had to be with all these things. So I accidentally jammed this all the way in, and I had to take the flywheel off. I had to take this plate here, and in the process, something happened where this thing doesn't wind up anymore. So maybe another video, another project is taking this thing apart actually with the gears and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But so I have to hit this little, whoa, okay. I have to hit this little lever in there and gently pry it out. Oh, shoot. There we go. Thing is gently out. Actually, what I'm going to do is, I don't know if you could see all the fingerprints on here. I'm going to take a cloth to that. Wipe it down. Clean it up. That's better. Yep. Okay, so we're going to drop the movement in. Just make sure it's still working. Yep, looks good. And then this guy goes like this. So that's the 24 on top. So then we're gonna launch it, like put it like that. I'm gonna press this guy in gently. And then what we're gonna do is line it up with this stem. Okay, so we just gotta push it in a little bit. This one's a little tighter than the last case, but which is okay. Just have to make sure everything's nice and snug. Careful not to break anything. Okay, how's that looking? That looks pretty good. So then we're gonna put this back in. Gently put it back in. There we go. And the way we could tell, so a couple of things. You need to make sure it's center in there. And then right here, we should feel it wind. I should be able to pull it out and adjust it. Everything looks good. There it goes. We can wind it. All right. So that's good. Now from here, I'm just going to press on it to make sure it's really pressed into the case. I think that's good. It's about center. Okay. So now that that's done, we're going to take some micrometers. We're going to measure from the top. We're going to measure from the top of the threaded crown to the base, and that's about how much we're going to cut off of this thing. So we're going to measure it. It's about 5.6. Oops. Let's turn it around because, I don't know, you can tell I dropped these calipers a while ago. They don't have that nice little sharp edge. So right there. 5.67. Oh man, I can't believe I just said that. Okay. So we got that out. Now we're going to gently make sure that's in. Gently press this guy out. Ooh, okay. Man, I got the jitters. All right, so let's get this guy out. We're going to hold on to it with this. I'm going to cut off. How we're going to cut. Oh, that was the other thing. I had some messed up pliers last time. So I got these ones. Maybe these, I'm hoping these will work a little better. So we'll see. So now we got this is probably like another, besides the second hand, this is probably like another one of the most time consuming, you know, tasks is cutting this guy. So what we're going to do, I'll show you what I'm going to do is I'm going to snug this up to there. So we know the distance here between these guys is 5.67 millimeters. Then we're going to take this, we're going to butt it up against there, and then we're going to take our pliers. We're going to be right in there. So, oops. I'm going to give us so let's see here. I just take this and straighten it out, and then we're going to cut it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. So now let's measure this guy. Hopefully we either cut the same amount or less. All right, so we got like a, I don't know, you could see that. It's like a, it's less than, we cut less than what it was, which is good because it's better to have it be, it's better to have this to be longer than shorter. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pop it into this pin vise right here, which is what I'm happy we got. So we're going to hold this down like that. See, now we can hold it. And then we are going to start filing this down and sanding it, or not sanding it, smoothing it out so we can get the crown back on. So this part has a lot of sort of trial and error because I have to smooth this out, thread the crown back on, and then make sure it all fits. So throw something in the chat, guys. What are you guys up to right now? What's everybody asking Santa for Christmas? So I have to put a little bevel on it, so I'm rotating it as I'm turning it. All right, let's see if this thing will thread on. Like a glove. All right. So now we're going to slide this back in. And we're going to test it to make sure. So we're a couple millimeters off. Yeah, you see that? That should basically be there. So that looks like, how is that the thickness of this guy? Yeah, pretty much. Thickness of that guy. All right, so that's how much we gotta take it down a little more. So we'll just keep working at it. So actually what I might do is just take these pliers and nip a little bit off of here. Like that. There we go. Should save us a little time sanding, or filing, sorry. Can't tell if that's blue from a metal or if it's got like a sticker, like one of those like protector things on there. I don't want to scratch it. It feels like there's a sticker on there. Or am I scratching it? Whoops. I wish I had like a plastic scraper or something to check on that. All right, so let's check this out first. Oh, that's closer. All right, so this one we got to shave off about that much. Another couple millimeters, all right? We're almost there. Oops. Alrighty. Like I said, this is probably the most tedious part, but you know, just taking our time. We're almost there, and actually, right before this stream, I had to shave down maybe like 0.5 millimeter off of this one because it wasn't seating down all the way. So I did that in about like 3 minutes right before this. So I'm pretty confident we can get through this, you know, relatively fast. You know, the other thing I liked about streaming on Instagram is that you can kind of see who's on, so I can actually call people out by name. All right, so first of all, this guy needs quite a bit. Okay. All right, so we're gonna shave a little bit more off of here. Well, at the very least, I'm glad this one's going a little faster. The other one I built took me about an hour and a half. So as far as I'm concerned, these are getting a little faster. What I'm gonna do again to save me time is I'm gonna just nip a little bit off right here. And these are definitely good. My other one's broke, like it ate through the teeth. So not with this one, but I'm gonna. There we go. All right. Oh shit. I want to be careful not to go up and grind the threads down. Man, that little pin vise, this guy is, oh man, trying to hold this thing by hand like I did last time, not do not recommend. There we go. So do you guys see how that sits in there? And then when you press it, you don't have to press it too hard to get the thread started. And then this should seat all the way flat and seal it. Perfect. Now I'm really bummed about this. If that's not a plastic, like, you know, the little vinyl thing, then I just scratched that. I hope not. I really hope not. If not, then maybe what I could do is I could polish it. I have like some 1500 grit or something. So I'm only gonna take this guy out to relieve some of the pressure, some of the tension on there. Okay, that's good. So now let's put some lube on that gasket. We're gonna use our lubing mechanism. So that's just gonna drop that guy in there. Okay, that got it. Okay, we gotta set this in without getting lube everywhere. Gently go around and press that in. Okay, got a little extra on that. Let's wipe that off. All right, now we're going to put this guy on here. All right, now here's one of my favorite parts is this little, so in order to tighten that, I could use a tool to kind of press it in there, but I just like using this ball. Just press it and tighten it like that. Actually works really, really well. All right, so there we go. Now, I need to get some, I don't know, I'm gonna get some rubbing alcohol real quick, and we are going to clean this up before we place it onto here. And we got to get this to line up like so. All right, we're almost there. Just go grab that real quick. All right, I'm back. So we're just gonna use this rag. I'm spraying a little alcohol on here. I just don't want to get alcohol everywhere. And then we're gonna clean this down. Yeah, see, it's got a little, I don't know what that is. Just gonna wipe this all down. What is that? It's like adhesive or something. Anyways, let's do that. Let's dry it off. I think that's as close as we're gonna get to it. So we're just making room here. Just got to peel this backing off. And now let's line this guy up so it's perfect. Make sure that's nice and snug. All right. Perfect. All right. Look at that. No binding. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's get the rest of the fingerprints off of this guy. There's like some in here. Some on the sides. On the bottom, all that's nice. Let's get this crown back in. The crown is back in. That's solid. Sweet. All right, what do you guys think of this one? Let's put the band back on, and then we'll spin around for the camera. So if I remember correctly, this goes like this. Which means this goes like that. Uh-oh. So this might be a little trickier than I thought. Let's try to get one of these in. Okay, so that goes in like that. Okay. So now I know why they have a tool that has these things like this, like it's like a tweezer. So you basically grab it and you can press them both in at the same time. See how they have these little forks on there? Those fit on these little grooves to grab it and pull it in. But when you have it like, one hand, when you're trying to do this with one hand, and see how this thing slides in and out like that? So it makes it a little difficult, but we're gonna make it work. I just don't want to scratch the case. There we go. Oops. Gotta get this other guy in. All right. So now as long as we can move this around. Have that ready? Okay. Oh, I see it. Okay. Is that right? Yep. Oh, now this guy's being stubborn. Oh, I got it in one. Okay. Man, that one is so close. It's like something's just managing to hang it up. See if I can get like a little pin. I just have to push it down a little bit. There we go. Did I get it? Nope. Almost done. I can't believe that this is what's holding us back is the strap. Huh. Should I release it and try it again? All right, I'm gonna try the other side. See if this guy helps is any better or any easier. Oops. Okay, it's like playing cat and mouse over here. Oh, I got it. Okay. You know, son of a bitch. And this is why I am building. You know what I should have done is just taken one side off. Now I know. So I wasn't dealing with two sides at the same time. Oh, man. It slips out. Man. All right. We're on the home stretch, guys. We're almost done. What do you guys think of this build so far? Haha. Come on. One side's in. Yeah, what's hard about this is that the case keeps getting scratched. I don't want to keep scratching the case. It's just like slightly too low. Oh, shoot. All right, let me try to get a bigger pin here. I think this is the right size. Yeah, it's a little bigger. Let me take off my sweater. All right. I'm determined to get it this time. It's just a bummer that this thing is getting scratched. Unless I'm putting these on backwards. Let me try that. Because what the... I mean, obviously, these were on there. I mean, I took them off to put the watch together, but it's really hard to align them. And I'll show you guys what I mean if I can't get this guy in. All right, so this guy. So see how we have two grooves. We have this groove right here. It's like a lip, and it goes right under that lip, like this. So they kind of have to nest up. And maybe I was putting them on backwards because this guy lines up. Does it line up on this side? Yeah, it lines up on that side. Yeah, you know, I could see through. So then what is the deal here? We were looking at it like this, right? Perfect, right. Let's try this one more time. Because that looks like it's lining up, but like it's supposed to. So what is keeping it from actually holding on in there? What's going on? Go in there. Straps on the watch I built yesterday were pretty easy. Nothing had to fit like this one. Oh, okay, that's what I did not want. That's why I keep scratching the case. Go figure. Last time it was the second hand. Well, the first time it was the case. The case was out of spec. The next one was the second hand in the crown, and now where I'm spending the most amount of time is getting these straps on. Go figure. Okay, well. Shoot. See, now why wouldn't it match up? Because right there, I got it all lined up. It looks like it's all lined up, but it won't go. Huh. What is keeping it from lining up? I don't know if you can see in that little hole, but it is not going in. Looks like it went in on the other side, not this side, for whatever reason. Wow, crazy. It's wild how I can't get this to line up. It's only one side now, but it literally does not line up. Like everything looks good and the hole is off by, I don't know, a couple millimeters, or not even that. It's almost like the pin is also like crossed over, the pin has to move down and over a little bit, and it looks like it's binding on its own. It's kind of weird. All right, let's try the other side while we're at it. See, that looks good. It looks clear all the way through. So what's the deal? Yeah, that looks good. All right, let's try it. Oh. Okay, I got one side in. The other side's doing the exact same thing. All right, let's try it. Huh. All right, let's take some of this plastic off and let's open it up. Seems all right. So what is the deal here? That one's good. Am I missing something? Anybody know anything about watch straps? All right, so see how this has this blue plastic? That's what I thought this was, but I might have been wrong. Although it's a weird thing, like I don't know why you would put a blue accent, especially when your lettering and everything here is yellow, but I guess you never know. See, this one's the same thing. It's like stuck on there. Let me see if I can. Are they directional?